Hi, welcome to Similar But Different, the podcast. Let's do that again. Okay. But I'm getting all the benefits.
Without having to pay.
Right.
Yeah, they screwed me. And then I found a bunch of friends that I was different from. I think I'd like the gram more if I got hit up in my DMs.
Okay, this should probably end. Hi, welcome to Similar But Different. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jen. Hey, Rach.
I'm going to get shit for having my shoes on.
That's a
in
thing.
This video.
You told me this, and I'm like, I put shoes on this couch all the time.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it at my bed or my living room couch.
True. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Although
Also, this feels like it can't even attract dirt.
it's
just like a firm surface.
It's an attic couch.
Yeah.
And it was like $3.50 at Amazon or something.
Did I tell you that the last time someone commented no shoes on the furniture, and then someone else commented and was like, it's their furniture, let them do what they want. And I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yes. You know what I just realized? We don't have our light on. So they get to see the light up.
The process.
This
I
is
can
what-
always cut it out.
Look at that.
Perfect.
How does that just...
And that's never just worked like that on the first try.
I've been working on it. Let's just say it is. I just noticed, I was like, wait, we're missing something. And it's a holiday. Well, there's 2 holidays.
Yes.
Today is actively Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday.
And similar to what you were saying earlier, that someone mentioned you're similar and I'm different, I am feeling fat on this.
I am feeling like it's Tuesday.
I've been bloated all day.
Uh,
One of those days, you know. It doesn't help what I eat, but
I don't think I bloat. And
I don't.
It really makes me think of that Bridesmaids quote. She's like, I just don't bloat.
Just don't bloat.
But like I have like friends who complain of feeling bloated a lot.
Yeah.
And I definitely have felt the feeling.
Yeah.
And this is not to say that I don't ever feel like my clothes are fitting too tightly or just like not good in my body, but like the bloat feeling of just like, ugh. I don't feel like I feel that a lot. Like I feel very full.
Yeah.
And maybe I just don't actually know what bloating is.
I feel like bloating, like feeling full and being like, wow, I got a food baby I wouldn't consider that bloating. In my mind, bloating is like, I haven't necessarily eaten a ton of shit today, and my stomach just feels like it's like it could be like a bunch of water that's built up. And I
Okay.
haven't
Then
peed
I
yet.
really don't think I bloat.
Just have this like, you know, like when you pee sometimes you can just see your stomach start to just go in.
No.
Oh, that happens to me. Like I'm in meetings of like back-to-back meetings and I'm like, God, I need to go to the bathroom. And so eventually once I rush to the bathroom, sometimes I'll look at my tummy and my tummy will just go from to as I'm gradually peeing, all of my tummy just comes in from all the water weight that's just sitting.
I don't have words, and I need to know if this happens for other people. Like, I've never in real time, like,
Yeah.
I'm like in the morning, sometimes like my clothes fit looser than they do in the evening because of like the eating and the movement and all that stuff. But I'm like, I've never noticed my belly change
Actively.
after peeing.
Oh yeah, I will feel so much pee pressure in my stomach. I remember this is a thing, and hopefully other people have experienced this or just think maybe I'm crazy. But I remember specifically telling Nathan one night, I was like, "Look at how weird this is," and I like pulled my stomach up and peed, well, like on the
You
toilet,
pulled your stomach up?
or pulled my shirt up to show my stomach, and I was like, "See how like what much bloat I feel, like water weight, like looks this like," and then it's like, watch, and then I'll pee, and you can just see it as each breath I take, the stomach doesn't come out as far the next time, and then it's just back in. This seems kind of psychotic, but
Also, I'm imagining your stomach is like a waterbed.
yeah,
And it's just like,
not necessarily that, but yeah, it feels like it's just a draining that water bed out. Yeah,
hey,
it's crazy. I challenge you in the evenings before you go to bed. Right, you pee before you go to bed.
yeah.
And if you feel like maybe your tummy's a little pee, and just watch and see if your tummy moves.
Okay,
Adjusts.
challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
And it doesn't. I
Just like I know because
I just feel like that's something I would be aware of
you'd notice.
at this
I really hope
age.
someone that listens is like, I know what Jen's talking about. And if no one does, I also understand that. It's highly likely.
Wow. Okay. Well, Jen is bloated
Way to kick that off.
and I am Tuesday. Did you, well, is Lent just for Catholics?
I believe so. I mean,
Okay.
because it's not something that I.
Yeah. So I was curious if you ever were like, oh, I gave this up for Lent. I know some people do it and not just because of their church, but just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm participating in this because it's a nice habit.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I have not. I remember that being like a thing. I don't know if it was when I was younger or I can't remember exactly, but it was like Lent is a scenario where you give something up so that you can be closer to God. I
Okay.
think that's
Yeah, that
specifically the
tracks.
purpose of it. But I think it can be morphed into, for those that aren't necessarily like religious, to you're giving something up so that you can. It's in order to do something else. So like I want to be more active around my family. So I'm gonna give up Instagram,
Right.
like so that I can do that. Like I think that's kind of the same concept. And I don't know if I would never say I'm doing it for Lent, but like
Yeah.
I chose to give up Instagram so that I could not
Not
spend so
support the
much time on
podcast.
well, shit. Not be on my phone so much.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people would like give up cursing or sugar, like sweets or something. Those are two that I remember a lot.
I remember that, and I remember wondering, like, what does that have to do with, like, actual Lent?
Yeah, I don't think it
Other
does.
than cursing,
Yeah,
which is, like, not good.
sure. I think they actually say cursing is a sign of intelligence,
I would say the opposite.
but I think it depends.
Yeah. Like, I
Like
think
if
that
you
if
just
you're
like
using
throw fuck into every sentence, that's like using like.
it's a lack of intelligence,
Yeah.
I think. 'Cause I
Uh,
use fuck a lot.
and Jen's pretty dumb.
And not much up there.
Uh, I was served some reel today, speaking of Instagram, about some study that was done that apparently like middle children are the best because they're more honest and empathetic and all these other things. So immediately I sent it to my brother and who's the
Naturally.
eldest. And he was like, wow, very humble. And I was like, yeah, who are we to argue with studies? It's just like a study was done. And he was like, yes. And I see the reporting came from Fox News, no less. And I was like, yes, for once in my life, we are on the same page. Me and Fox.
As a middle child, I agree with this message.
Yeah.
That's good.
Uh,
I like that, and it's clever of you.
yeah. Then I started thinking, like, okay, what about people who are like one of four, one of five? It's just like, oh, yeah, there's two or three of us in the middle. And they don't get these fun, quirky, like,
Yeah.
no one's like, "Oh, well, I'm the third to last child. Here are my
They don't talk
characteristics."
about they talk about single childs, the youngest child, or the middle child. Cause so it's like 1 to
Yeah.
3 kids, never 4 plus.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Oldest, middle, youngest, single.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Four options.
But like, if what if you're the fourth?
Yeah, you're a nobody.
I guess you're the
No, you're the
youngest.
youngest. It's in
So
the
then what does
middle
that make the
children.
third?
Always forgotten the middle child. You know what? That's why we're honest and empathetic.
Is that it?
Yeah, sure.
It's a study.
I was like, just don't look into it. Don't look into how it was conducted or anything.
Yeah.
Just trust the results.
Yeah, right? This is the outcome, I'm
Because
telling
when we
you.
see a result that we like, we
Run
don't
with it.
question it. We're just like, this has to be true because it
Facts.
was on the internet.
Yep. And yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it was fed to me on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's very sad.
A
Although
lot
I
of
did
things
get to
have
see you on
happened.
the episode today that I watched.
Aw. You're like, there's my friend. I miss her. Yeah.
We're
I was traveling to surprise a friend for her birthday. Went to St. Louis. That was a lot of fun. Went
Did the
to the
surprise go
Arch.
well?
It did. She screamed in terror.
Oh,
Her boyfriend was like, "Yeah, I think she just got out of the shower." So we just like opened the bedroom door and we're like, "Hey," and it was a terror
it was a terror
scream. But
scream.
immediately quickly turned to joy.
Yeah. What I
It
mean,
was
I
fun.
hopefully she wasn't like in
It's
the
like,
nude.
hopefully she was,
Oh
but she
yeah.
was not. She was dressed already, unfortunately.
I feel like that's a scenario where I'd be like, ah! And I'd just like go over
I was like, we've been friends for a long time.
and then the people
The
would be
nudity would
screaming.
not be a surprise.
Yeah. It was like I would scream and then you'd scream because you'd see me
Right,
naked.
and then I'd be like, why am I taking off my clothes?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't want her to feel alone, so yeah.
Wow, how empathetic of you, middle child.
So empathetic. Thank you for
Oh
acknowledging.
gosh, sorry. And you went to see the arch.
Yeah. Um, it's big,
Very arch-like.
very arch-like. It is a national state park. I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not a park. That's a piece of architecture.
So you know they have like the seven wonders,
Yeah.
and then aren't there like seven or 10, whatever the number is, of like man-made things
Oh
that
yeah, it is like the tallest man-made structure
I thought so.
in I think the US, definitely. But I think there's something in another country that might be taller.
That was the thing on the Eiffel Tower when we went there.
That was it. The
Oh.
Eiffel Tower is the tallest.
Well, they show the Eiffel Tower and all of the tallest buildings.
Yeah.
Because you said structure, so I'm assuming it's not necessarily like, and they're like each country is listed around the top of the Eiffel Tower, and it has the tallest structure
Okay.
in that, like in those countries. Um,
Was the arch for the US? Do you remember?
see, I think it might have been.
I think it was based on the memory that I think I'm containing properly.
Yeah, I only, to be fair, I like beelined it for like Shanghai, or like where would have been that for China, I think, because me and my buddies when we were in grad school, when we went to China, we went to the bar at the tallest building,
Okay.
and so it was like at the time that we went, it was one of two or something like that, tallest rooftop bars,
Okay.
um,
Very
in the
specific.
world, and yeah, and that was a thing for
I mean,
us.
I do like a rooftop bar.
Love a rooftop bar.
Yeah.
So
Ye-
yeah, I didn't learn much because I just went to the things I already knew.
Okay. Well, good job.
Ah, what a wonder. Hmm?
Yeah, and then I went to Boston for work.
Yeah. It was work good? Was it a fun little work trip?
It was good. I have not been able to explore the Boston area. I just am so
Work.
tired after being in office or like have after work stuff. I really want
Mm-hmm.
to go to the Boston Public Library.
Mm.
I wouldn't mind walking around like the Harvard campus or something.
Yep.
Just so I know Rory Gilmore went to Yale, but for some reason I'm like,
Maybe you'd
I
be
need to
living your little
explore
Rory
more of it.
life.
Yeah. I'm currently rewatching Gilmore Girls, so that's my
Oh,
comfort show.
I like that. I don't
Yeah.
have one that I'm like, no, no, I don't actually.
You don't have a comfort show or not one that you're watching currently?
Like, I'm not actively watching it, but I initially like put Suits back on and was watching
I've never
Suits through.
watched Suits.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
Suits. But I've watched so many things too many times, so I was like, I need to figure something else out that I haven't seen more than once
Yeah.
already.
Well, any
Yeah.
big updates in your life? Anything I missed?
I'm terrible at this.
Yes.
And I need to write things down. Um, oh gosh. No. Honestly, I think I look back at the last 2 weeks and I'm like, there was nothing exciting.
And then you're going to be like, actually, well, you got a new renter in your basement.
Yes. I did tell you that. We finally got that, which is it's kind of just a relief to have someone down there. Um, I mean, we this past Saturday, it's like 70 something 9 degrees, I think. God, I just loved it. We were outside all day, and I was
I
just so happy to be outside.
I did the worst thing on that day. I left my computer charger in Boston, and IT was like, just go buy another one and expense it. And so I had to go to the Apple store, which is in Short Pump, on a
Outdoor mall.
Saturday on a nice day, like one of the first nice days.
Yeah, that was silly.
Yeah. It was very hard to find a parking spot.
You should have postponed to Sunday where it was going to be cold again.
No, I had to go out of town on Sunday.
Oh yeah, okay. Damn, that
Yeah.
sucks.
And I could have waited because, like, I don't know, it was like borrowing Skylar's charger or whatever. But I really want to just get in my expense report for the trip. And I was like, let me just get this now so I can knock it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. The
Like, I realize saying it now, it sounds stupid. Being like, okay, Rachel, you could just wait to submit your expense report. But I did not want to do that.
That's funny. This is technically a teaser because I want something to share that I did. Uh, and we're going to talk about March Madness in more detail, but teaser, this is the first year that I actually have I've booked a table for me and my friends, and it's not just me and Nathan's friends.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you.
It is just heaven.
And Citizens, when she told me this, I said, oh, I always thought it was you and your friends. So
I was like,
that's great.
no, I mean, and to be fair, I want to give credit to those ride or dies that always showed up, but it was a trickle in and out. So like my friend Hannah would come here and there, Lindsay would maybe pop in if we were at home team, but it was never like Jen has her own table with her own friends.
Committed friends who have
Yeah.
taken off the day.
And now it's great.
Yeah.
I'm just it's gonna be a whirlwind, and
I'm
we're gonna
happy
talk
for
about
you.
it with a friend that's
Yeah.
coming. So we'll get to that.
Excellent.
St. Patrick's Day is first.
Yeah. So St. Patrick's Day is coming up. On my ride over here, I called my mom and she asked what we were going to talk about. And I said, we're probably going to talk about St. Patrick's Day. And I asked her if she had any hot takes. And she was like, what? And so explained what hot takes are. And then she told me she did have a funny little quip.
Oh,
So she said, a few years ago, she saw online, this is so my mom, this idea of like taking a like small needle and putting like using it to inject like green food dye into an egg to like make the
oh,
eggs green, and she wanted to like prank my dad. And one, I love that my mom
yeah.
is like, I'm gonna prank George. And so she goes to CVS and asks them if she can have like an insulin needle. And they made her like sign a form for it because she doesn't take insulin.
Yeah.
Um and just to be like, okay, like I don't know what
Why does
form
this
it
lady
was.
need a needle though?
Right.
They're probably like, what?
Right. And so she injects like one of the eggs with this green dye or whatever, and my dad didn't even say anything. She like later was like, what happened to the eggs? And he was like, oh, they had gone bad, so I threw them out.
So did he think that the
He
green
just
meant that they
thought
were
they had
bad?
gone, like that egg had gone bad and threw it out. And I'm like, okay, I have a lot of questions because if an egg has turned
Like
green,
green. Like legit green.
like one, I'm like, did you throw out the rest of the carton? And also, you should say, hey, Kathy, WTF is up with this rotten egg? But he was just like, oh,
I threw them out.
egg's gone bad. So my mom said that joke did not
Land.
land. Yeah.
Poor thing. Also, he must have never had a rotten egg because you know when the egg
Yeah,
is
they
rotten. You
smell.
crack it and then you vomit.
Yeah.
Like it's almost instantaneous the stench that will hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst because we'll get some of eggs from Nathan's parents who has chickens.
Yeah.
And when those ones go bad, I feel like it's 10 times worse.
Really? Is
Death.
it worse than like sometimes farts that smell like rotten eggs?
Oh,
Or do you feel like it's pretty equivalent?
I mean, I would say it's worse.
Yeah, okay.
I've never smelled a rotten egg fart that is as bad as a like legit
Actual.
rotten egg.
Yeah.
Or at least,
Now I've smelled some
yeah,
pretty rotten egg farts
ditto.
and
Oh.
not
Are you about to say like they're way worse?
no, I've never smelled a true rotten egg, I don't think. So that's why
Oh. You would say that the
I need
farts.
to compare and
Yeah.
see.
I mean, I've smelled some pretty bad farts too, but they don't
I
compare.
have almost thrown up from the smell of a fart.
That's impressive.
So
Whoever's brand that is, I'm not even mad about it. I mean, I am. Don't ever do that around me.
but also impressed.
But also, some kind of impressed.
And then also before I left the house, I asked Skylar if he had any thoughts on St. Patrick's Day, and he just goes, "It's a holiday for people in their 20s and children." And I was
Oh,
like, that tracks.
that's a valid take.
Yeah.
Very valid take. I say that because in my 20s, we would go too hard for no
Yeah.
reason. Why do we feel like we have to take a bunch of Jameson shots, drink green beer? Why do we think that's cool? Why do we have to do that for St. Patrick's Day when we're in our 20s?
Yeah. But I mean, we were already good friends at that point, but Jen and I guess what were we like 28? Um
I was going to say
maybe
26, but maybe 28.
maybe I don't know. For some reason 28 seems too old, but
28 seems too old, but it might be accurate.
yeah, I think it is.
Sadly, it's accurate.
Um
Oh, God.
yeah. We all went way too hard. I know you know what happened, but just to give the group a summary, these are the things that I remember from that day. Um me coming over here, I had made some like sliders or something for us.
Yep. I made Bloody Marys.
Yes. Then I don't actually remember the Bloody Marys. I just remember my sandwiches.
Oh, shit.
Then we went to someone's like apartment clubhouse.
Yep. It was
Um,
Lindsay's friends.
okay. Then we ended up at Shanae's, which is an Irish bar. It is Irish, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And I guess Skylar then met up with us there
Yes.
and he got a platter of pickleback shots.
I
And
blame
I
Skylar.
remember seeing him come with this tray. And my immediate thought was like, did you pay for all of those?
My immediate thought was, who are those for?
Yeah, because he
Who's
like
drinking
got
all
them
that?
for like this group we were hanging out with, and he said, "No, no, me and this guy split the cost," which turns out next day they did not.
Things
Um,
happen on St.
they
Patrick's Day.
did.
You just
Things just
can't.
happen. And then I think I was already like too gone at that point. I didn't take any of the shots, and then you felt bad, so took a lot of them.
Took a lot of them. I took so many because I did feel bad that he bought all of them and no one else was taking them. And to be clear, we had those breakfast sandwiches and that was all that we've had to eat so
Yeah,
far for the day.
and they
This
were
is,
sliders. They were tiny sandwiches.
we had one with a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Just kick off the day. Like really stupid 28-year-old like we knew better. I knew better. And I think at Shanae's we tried to order food. We might have gotten some
I don't
stuff. I don't
recall.
remember. Yeah. Tried to take as many shots as possible.
Then we took an Uber to get to the St. Patrick's Day festival near your house. And I, gosh, I hope my parents don't listen to this, but like, I don't remember
I was blacked out by then.
getting there. We were just there. And then you and Skylar, you were going like, we need some food.
Yeah.
Let's go
Trying to
into
get
the
into Burgers
burger
and Brew.
joint. Yeah. And they wouldn't let him in. And then you were like, drunker than he is. Like, if anyone's going to be let in, it should be him, which, to be fair, you weren't wrong.
I wasn't wrong. But
Like,
what
he was
kind of
probably
argument?
like holding you up to get in there.
They were going to let me in though,
Yeah.
even after I said it.
Yeah. But still, Skylar was like, no, he can't. And then I remember not being able to find him.
Yeah, he walked across the street and went to a movie, didn't he?
Yeah. We had gotten into an argument of some sort, as you do.
When
And
you're drunk.
he just said to me, like, I'm gonna go see the new Captain America or whatever superhero movie was out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And
We went into Burgers and Brew and ate some food. I don't remember.
no, you did not. You fell into that garden bed.
Yeah.
And
Please
we're,
respect our garden. And I
yeah,
respected it.
by taking a nap in there.
And stealing someone's cotton candy as a pillow.
Yeah.
Really getting cozy.
Right.
And then apparently I broke someone's ribs.
Yes.
Like my night
Someone's
was
dad.
so bad. It was so bad. Like I was so thankful that I was with the right people who were like, okay, this girl's an idiot, but we're gonna take care of her.
Yeah.
Like they were friends. And yeah, my friend Blaze and her dad were at Burgers and
Yes.
Brew and they hit her dad's friend, I think. They were trying to get me into the truck and then out of the truck or something when we got to the house. I don't remember any of this. And I guess was dead weight. like full
Yeah,
dead
that
weight,
tracks.
and like basically fell into him, who fell into like a brick wall or something and
Yeah.
cracked a rib. I think that's the story. Honestly, I was told the story the
Yeah,
next
I
day.
wasn't there for that part. Skylar went to see the movie. My phone had died. So I was walking back to your house
Oh my
so
god.
I could charge my phone. Um, and then I think some of your friends like saw me walking back and were like, "We'll give you a ride."
Yeah.
And then I don't remember. I think I like sat somewhere and charged my phone, and then the movie was over, and Skylar's like, "Are we still fighting?" No, we're good.
Yeah.
And then we went home.
It was 4 o'clock when I got taken home. Blacked out, like
Oh
completely
wow, I don't
dead.
remember it being that late.
That's what I heard. I feel like that's what I remember them saying.
I remember other people telling me like, or afterwards when they asked where Skylar was, and I was like, I don't know. He went to see this movie, and he's like, just by himself, and I was like, yeah.
I
And
kind
I
of
did
love that.
not think
Love
it
that
was weird.
move.
I was like, sure.
That's such a good move. I love that. Oh
Uh,
man.
he was soaking up the alcohol with popcorn.
And I wish I could say that that was probably the worst I've ever been on St. Patrick's Day. It's not. Because when I was younger, I did dumb shit too.
Yeah,
Black for some reason it's always blackout Jen. I tried to steal someone's corn dogs at City Dogs.
nice.
I got kicked out of City Dogs. I got kicked out of Shanae's. I threw
I
up
have
outside of
never
Shanae's.
been kicked out of anywhere.
I threw up inside Shanae's. And then I threw up outside of Shanae's. Yeah. Yeah. That was a whole thing. Yeah, sorry. This.
Wow. I just am too responsible. It's because I'm the middle child, just to
Keep
go
going
back
back
to
to that.
that. But I do think it's really funny that they were like, sorry, sir, you're too drunk to enter this establishment. And they let you in. And then he was like, okay, well,
Okay.
I'm going to go see a movie then. Like, I
I
think
really
he's
love
smart
that.
enough to be like, let me go see this, like,
Right?
take
God.
myself to this movie. Not
Yeah.
drive himself. He
It
walked
was
there.
yeah, right across the street.
Um,
Jesus.
but yeah.
He's right though. So it's for people in their 20s. Agreed.
Yeah.
And then kids, because I will say my physical therapist mentioned how her son's really excited to catch the leprechaun.
Aw.
And so he's like trying to put out a trap. And I was like, you can't catch magic. Okay.
I don't think I ever tried to catch a leprechaun.
I wouldn't because they're monsters. Have you not seen The Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston?
No.
Mm, it was not a great film.
No, I have
I think
seen
it was
the
not a good acting job by.
what's the Disney Channel original with like Lucky 13 or something where it's like on his 13th birthday or 16th birthday or something, he like turns into a leprechaun or something.
Shit.
That's the 13th year that I'm thinking of, and I think that's about a mermaid. But there is a leprechaun one.
Yeah.
Um,
I I remember. Well, I don't like scary movies, so I just remember like that being a thing around that. Yeah, that was early. That was early days. But yeah, no, leprechauns are scary. They're not all like they're magically delicious.
yeah, I was about to
They're
say,
not Lucky Charm
yeah.
status. Oh God, man, I just had like a flashback of like back to me and some of my soccer friends growing up. Like I'm thinking 10 years old, 10, 12 years old. We would do the weirdest shit. And one of the girls, Jenna, I feel like did a leprechaun thing. They're always after me, Lucky Charms. Oh
What do you mean
God.
she did a leprechaun thing?
I
Like while
couldn't.
playing soccer, she just dressed up as a
Well,
leprechaun.
like hanging out with your friends when you're younger,
Yeah,
and
you
you
do
guys like
weird stuff.
sleepovers, and then you just kind of like would do shit
Yeah,
because you weren't really playing video games, you weren't watching TV, like you were doing stuff.
sure.
Um, and I feel like we did a thing, and it was like I almost want to feel like it was a whose line is it anyway type scenario where it was just like do something with this stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
And I feel like she came out like they're always after me, Lucky Charm. I don't know how to explain it.
Glad you have that
I
memory.
just had that flashback, and that
Yeah,
was that was joy.
that's nice.
That felt joyful to think about.
I'm glad.
Yeah. As someone who is Irish, but I'm not. Like I'm not Irish. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Bryant, you're obviously Irish." And it's like, "No, but I mean, had no relationship
Right.
with
You don't
Ireland."
feel a connection to the Irish people.
Yeah, and I don't know how far back in my family line.
Yeah.
So, I'm not really Irish.
I wonder, so for all the Irishinians who are listening, Irish people,
I don't
Irish folks, the Irishans.
I mean, I really loved Irish Indians, and I know that's not right, but it makes me
obviously.
happy.
But, like, is it just the
The Irish.
Irish? Uh,
The
like, do they get offended by how the US celebrates St. Patrick's Day?
I hope not, because I feel like you shouldn't get offended over something so silly. I don't think it's as big of a thing in Ireland.
Yeah. It's
Um,
not offended, but are they like, eye roll Americans, you know?
Probably.
Like
Why
trying
not?
to
About
steal
everything, it's eye
someone
roll
else's
Americans.
thing. Yeah, and just
Yeah.
make it into a drinking game.
It's like we do I feel like we take everything and turn it into something that's drinking related.
Yeah. But the
Every
Irish should appreciate that. Just a
I think they
stereotype.
Yeah, right? Just to stereotype that.
Okay, a few years ago, we went to a different Irish festival together, and it was like
Oh
the
god,
first festival
post-COVID.
post COVID, and I was overwhelmed.
It was I didn't know it was awful.
Like festivals in general are very crowded and crazy, but I think it was just like
It was the
it
perfect
was like
storm.
felt like scary because like we were had all this messaging of like don't be around people, and then it's like
Mhm.
okay you can again, but it was so
Too many.
crowded.
It was literally like the perfect storm scenario of we have been in our homes locked like without being in large crowds for the
Yeah,
past 2 years. It felt like everyone and their mother decided to come out to this event. And so you're literally like bumping up
yeah,
against everyone to try to just get to a singular place. So it's overwhelming in that sense of too many people. At the first event, like one of the first events post COVID. So
yeah.
yeah, like that's part of why everyone was there. I also feel like just socially, I forgot how to be social. I forgot how to
Yes,
social.
yeah. Also forgot how to social. I remember we finally found like a empty pocket to just stand, and we were like,
Stand in a circle.
okay, we're
Ah,
safe
this is
here.
nice.
Yeah,
But also it was just like, what do we do now?
yeah.
Why are we here?
Yeah, I remember like I love a festival. And
Yes.
then I was like, "Oh,
Never
am
going to this
I
one again.
past that time in my life?"
Ooh, yeah. Yep. I think that's a good takeaway from that.
Yeah, because the older I get, the less I want to be in crowds. And like when I was in my 20s, I did not care.
Mhm.
It was like almost like it fueled me
Yeah.
being in a large crowd.
And now I'm the one that's there probably hating on the person who's the old younger me having a great time.
I'm hating on them. I'm like, "You have a good time."
But
But
like anytime someone would like bump into me, I'd be like, "Oh god, why? What the fuck?
yeah.
I've been standing here the whole time."
Yeah, then you probably
But
shouldn't
I
go
was
to
probably the one
festivals.
bumping into people
Yeah, you were laying
cuz
in
I'm
their
blackout.
garden.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
I can't
definitely am
believe
too
you've
old for that.
gotten kicked out of so many places.
Not as many as Nathan. Nathan's gotten kicked out of way more places than me. And mine's only on St. Patrick's Day events that I've been kicked out of places.
So are you staying home this St. Patrick's Day weekend?
It's a Monday, right?
Yeah,
And it's before March Madness. So yeah, I will be taking it easy, preparing for my
for the
holiday.
madness.
For the madness. Yep, for the holiday.
I don't
The true holiday.
know if this was tied to St. Patrick's Day or just a night on the town in my youth. But I didn't personally get kicked out. But I can think of two situations where the either someone I was with got kicked out, so we all left. And my favorite one is my friend, who I will let him remain nameless. The line for the bathroom was long, and he opened a utility closet,
Oh, power
peed in
move.
it,
Holy shit.
and then walked away. And we were pretty drunk. And a
I'm not mad about it.
security guard or someone who worked there just put his hand on his shoulder and goes, "You know what you did." And he was like, "Yeah."
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Got it. You're right. Oh wow.
And then
That's
I got a
good.
text, "Hey, can you close my tab?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, I actually don't even know if I was that considerate of my tab. Well, I
He's
mean,
like, "I peed in your closet. The least I can do is
yeah.
close my tab."
Oh man. Yeah, getting kicked out of places. I've only ever gotten kicked out of bars, I feel like when I've been drinking and I deserve it.
I would hope So,
Well, I mean, sometimes people get kicked out of places because they just, I don't
are
know.
an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Really?
I feel like he's been kicked out of places for being an asshole.
For like
His
sports
in his
related
youth,
stuff
in his youth.
or like starting fights with people.
I don't know. It's definitely not starting fights. It
Then
has to
I'm
do
like,
with.
what is he getting kicked out? Is just like yelling at the TV?
See, I need to think
Because
back.
now I'm very curious.
We need to ask him about the times he's been kicked out of
I also
restaurants.
like
Like restaurants.
don't like I can see him getting upset, but just like soberly
Oh,
doing
never
something.
sober.
You
Like,
just said,
well, I meant like they're not blackout. It's not like they're throwing up and getting kicked out or pissing in a closet
oh,
getting kicked
okay.
out.
Yeah, you're just
They're like with
drunk and
friends.
an asshole.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But they might not be fully drunk, but they're I mean every time it's younger, so they're all drinking, I feel like.
Yeah.
Scenarios. Most scenarios. He also can just be, aggressive. Like the other day when we were walking Penny. Now, and I think he's right in this scenario. It's just I'm not someone to shout. There was a inconsiderate dog owner who their dog was shitting actively, and we watched because Penny can't she's not great, so we were trying to keep Penny away from seeing the dog. And so we were just watching, waiting for them to like kind of pass through. And the dog finished shitting and then they just kept walking. And I was like, God, what the fuck? Should I ask him if he needs a poop bag? Because I had him on me. And Nathan yelled something. Like at the and I'm just like,
Oh my God, it would
I
make
would
me
never
so
do that.
uncomfortable.
Yes.
Skylar would do the same thing, and I'd be like, no, be weak like me.
Exactly.
And it's like good. Like they should be called out
They
for that. But
should.
also, I'm like, no.
Be weak like me. No, I'm the same mentality. It's like he's not wrong in shouting it, but I'm also like, stop.
Yeah.
Don't. Don't
I
say
also
these
like,
things.
yeah, I don't know. People are crazy. And I'm like, what if he shot you or something?
That's I when like driving road rage scenarios,
Yes.
I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Do not do it.
Just stop.
Stop doing what you're
We
doing.
don't care. You don't have to speed up and get on their ass and flash your
Yeah. And
lights.
go,
It's like, I see you.
yeah.
It's like, no, just let them go. Let them keep on driving. Oh, God. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Man,
Ah, men.
men, men.
Men.
So one thing related to St. Patrick's Day we haven't mentioned yet is the lovely Guinness.
I've never had one.
See, we need to change that.
I think I have had a sip of a Guinness once,
Yeah. Okay.
but it was in college and I don't remember.
I feel like Guinness is underrated and people give it shit because it looks like a stout. So you're like, oh, that's a heavy beer.
Yeah.
But it's not heavy. It's 4.5%.
Oh, really?
It's a
Thought it was much
light
higher than that.
and it's a tasty meal in a glass.
Do you know they have an NA version?
I have not seen that.
Because a friend of mine likes them a lot.
And
And I should probably just try one because he usually has them. So
I was going to say,
feel
did he
like-
say that they're good?
Yeah, he likes them.
Wow. Guinness, man.
And
Way to
he like
go.
was a big drinker.
Yeah.
And he's Irish.
Yeah. That's on our list this year is to go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would love to make that happen. All depends, but Ireland is on the list this year to go to travel to, and Guinness, man. Love
Yeah.
it.
I may be going to Greece this year.
We'll talk about all of these deeds because I got to give you
TBD.
if you go to Athens, but you might go to other places. I'm assuming other places.
It's for a potential bachelorette.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
That's for
that's a life update. On my St. Louis trip, I was asked to be a matron of honor for my friend's wedding. So I'm very
Fun.
excited about that. Though I
Yeah.
don't like the term matron. That is
Yeah.
something we discussed.
I don't like the terms that we use for aging in a bunch of different categories.
Yeah, but I guess like maid is not a
An old maid,
yeah.
but you're not
What
called
about
an
a
old maid.
maiden? I will be the maiden of
Maiden
honor.
of honor. Just redefine it.
Wear a flower crown.
Yeah.
My other friend was asked to be the maid of honor. I'm the matron of honor. And she didn't know the difference. She thought that just meant I had more responsibility. And she was like, "Aw, but that makes sense based on who we are as people." And I was like, that's not what it means. It just means I'm married, but I understand why you would think that.
Oh, that's good. It's its own classification for every group.
Yeah. We define it ourselves.
I'm a fan of that setup. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yep. Man.
Hey, something else enjoyable about St. Patrick's Day, the shitty gold coin chocolates.
Really? That's an enjoyable thing for you?
Yeah, I know I just described them as shitty, but they were fun as a
They are
kid,
fun.
like the gold coins.
It's something about, like, feeling like it's treasure
Yeah.
and, a pot of gold.
I feel like I have memories of my mom like using food dye. You could use food dye to make anything fun for kids.
Green eggs and ham.
I didn't have that, but
Oh.
just the one green spoiled egg for my dad. And doesn't Boston make their river green?
Yeah, isn't that cool? It's Boston, yeah.
But
I feel
also,
like that'd be a
how
cool thing
does
to
it impact the wildlife?
well, that I don't think that's a like, I don't think you're even a I don't think that water's good.
Right, but there's got to be some sort of fishies in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just dye. Like, I don't think that actually kills anything.
Yeah. But it's kind of like
It's in
when you
all of
see
our
people
food,
who
so
like dye their pets.
mhm.
I'm like,
It can't hurt them.
it can't, but it also is like, I don't know.
I like it
Did
when
they
they do
consent to
find
this?
did they cons I love there's I remember when I was on Instagram, there was somebody, I guess, that was, becoming more popular because they would do grooming sessions and make the dogs into, like, another animal with dye.
Oh, wow.
And so, like a Bichon free, those little white
Sure.
dogs turned into a panda. And I was like, "That is fucking adorable."
Yeah.
But what I loved the most was they did a zebra one that was really cool and a giraffe.
Oh, nice.
So I followed that for a while. Those were fun, and they weren't always animals. He did a bunch of other like designs too.
Yeah.
Um, what is? I mean, St. Patrick's Day is technically a thing for something.
Yeah, for Saint Patrick.
Yeah, but what did he do? See, that's the awfulness
He
about
captured
America.
the leprechaun. I am like, we should have looked up like how did leprechauns come into play?
It's a great
Like
question.
how did this I guess that's well, no, because Santa Claus was a real person. Saint
Chris
Nicholas.
Kringle,
Yeah.
Saint Nick, many names,
Yeah.
many faced man.
Well, one
That's
face.
that's Game of Thrones, but
Yeah.
many faced. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how it all came about. Like, I don't know the history behind it. All I know is how I was raised in America, which is there's green shit, there's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, there's a leprechaun,
And there's drinking.
and there's drinking. Green
Did you
beer.
ever try to find the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow?
No.
Oh,
Because I was always told that that you'll never find the end of the rainbow.
that's true.
Like, so what's the point? It's a bunch of make believe. And also, I feel like I can't remember the details of the leprechaun, but I think there's like a scary scenario. If you find the end, it's bad.
Oh,
You don't want to
no,
find the
no,
leprechaun.
no.
He is scary.
No, the leprechaun, he's just mischievous.
I love the outfit on the leprechaun. I'm
The
thinking
little green
specifically
suit.
from Lucky Charms.
Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
the top hat that's green.
Yeah, with
I
a
think
little
it's because green's like
clover.
one of my favorite colors.
Clover.
Second to black, green is my favorite color.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I like that you wore like green,
You know what? I didn't even
not on purpose.
plan that.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah,
nailed it.
thank you.
I'm a fan.
Um, Skylar said I looked like I was gonna go like hunting for dinosaurs or something.
I was gonna say like because you mentioned you have the art teacher or the little boy.
Little boy. I
I was
am
gonna say
wearing.
art teacher.
Oh, I was like, I am wearing a Ghostbusters t-shirt.
Oh,
So
well, I feel like the jacket's giving like
art teacher.
art teacher vibe.
Yeah, that tracks.
I'm a fan.
Thank you.
I actually put on structured pants for you, so
Yeah, good for you.
I almost didn't.
Well, any final thoughts?
I would say I hope everybody enjoys St. Patrick's Day, whether or not you celebrate.
Yeah. I hope you have a lot of luck,
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
luck
of
is a cool thing.
charm.
Maybe eat some Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
No, because they're really bad for you, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's sugary cereal. As a kid, though, I'm a freak. You know how people would take out the marshmallows just to eat the marshmallows? I would take out the marshmallows just to eat the non-marshmallow part.
Yep, that's your freak status on that for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say don't eat Lucky Charms, but eat Fruity Pebbles because it's a superior cereal. So
Tricks. And you can't compare Fruity Pebbles to Lucky Charms. They're two different. They're
yeah,
two different.
one is superior and one's not.
I will say I was never like obsessed with Lucky Charms, but like I accepted them.
I mean, they're fine.
Yeah.
But when we think of cereal, Fruity Pebbles.
We were not a Fruity Pebbles family. We were a Trix family. And I kind of
Trix.
feel like, did you ever have Trix? Probably not.
We weren't really a Trix family.
Yeah. You only had one of the fruit, air quotes, cereals.
No. Fruity Pebbles is still superior. Yep, I'm sticking with it. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay. Well, I support you.
But also, I will probably have. Well, no, I don't know. I will have to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in some way, shape, or form.
We're green.
That's gonna.
You
Yep,
can have a Guinness.
I'm gonna find something that's green.
You really don't think you have anything green?
I'm gonna have shoes,
Okay.
but like,
Because otherwise you're going to get.
oh no, I have a really cool T-shirt that's a leprechaun dunking a basketball
Okay.
because it's March Madness.
Nice. Isn't there a mascot who's a fighting leprechaun?
Uh, Maybe.
Wow. Sports.
I feel like that's the
And
Fighting
he's like
Irish.
this? Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay.
Sports. Notre Dame. Sports. God, sports. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to wear green because you don't want to get pinched.
Pinch me and I will pinch harder.
Okay.
I don't love the pinching thing. I
Skylar
never
got
liked the
annoyed with
pinching
me
thing.
one St. Patrick's Day. We were going out for it, and I was like, "You're not wearing green. You got to wear some green. You're going to get pinched."
Did he
I
get
got a
pinched?
big eye roll. We found something green.
See, I'm not gonna lie. Don't pinch me.
I wouldn't pinch anyone,
Pinching's
nor would I
awful.
pinch him because it is awful. But I
Awful.
do like subtle support of a holiday.
Yeah, it's like the punch buggy, no punch back thing too. I feel like it's like a no. It's just you do it.
What? You punch people?
Yeah, for the punch buggy.
I don't punch. You would
Punch,
actually punch people?
punch buggy, no punch
No
back.
punch back?
No punch back.
No, you would punch.
I mean,
You're
I'm
saying
not
you
like
don't pinch, but you're gonna punch?
I'm not gonna punch hard.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
just like
there's no good
tap.
pinch that people. Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
casually pinch.
no, it's uncomfortable
No,
regardless.
it's just like a boop.
I don't like it. I've already hated it.
Oh.
I'm pinching myself. Hate it.
But
Hate it. Hate it.
wow.
Hate it.
Okay, so you know what would make us feel lucky if you like this podcast, if you share it with friends who you think also might like it, if you leave us a review, would love that. If you
Love
have
that.
any topic ideas you'd like us to put into the jar, you can email us at similar-but-different-pod@gmail.com. You can send us a DM on Instagram, a comment on YouTube.
I love the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Okay.
All right.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta, citizens.
I
Ta-ta,
took it
citizens.
from you. You make it very like Southern drama, like ta-ta, citizens.
My southern drawl, baby.
Yeah.